teeth in the tongue.
Zippy zip saw.
Strawberry. Watermelon, 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 watermelon.
Unique New York. Unique New York. New York.
All right, welcome back, guys. It's another FAQ video with Christian Griffith, owner of Pride Roofing and Construction. Today we're going to bring to you another topic in relation to insurance. We're going to stick to this train of thought for a little while here, and then we're going to move into roofing anatomy and things of that nature. But for the time being, let's talk about insurance things. In our first video, we came out and we talked to you about deductibles and whose responsibility it is to pay a deductible. And we found out the ultimate solution to this problem is you, sir. You got to pay your deductible. Now, there are ways to make it through a claims process where A, you're remaining above board and ethical, and B, you're not paying anything. That's where this topic comes into play. Offsetting is a standardized term, and like I said, it's above the board, it's completely ethical. What we're doing when we're offsetting a deductible is we're using associated monies that were dedicated from one area of the claim to something completely different. Let's talk about that. If your claim has roof work, gutter work, some painting, and a couple of miscellaneous things that were broken and demolished inside your garden, like your gnomes and all that cool stuff, the insurance company is going to pay you for all of those damages. You as a client can choose which of those things you're going to replace and which things you are not. Now, the insurance has a lot of caveats, so I'm going to talk about those in this video. Functional things need to be replaced. If your roof is damaged and it's now taking on water, whether that's small amounts or big amounts or eventually will be big amounts, the roof has to be replaced. If they want replacement, it's going to cause a trigger of events that are going to create damages within the interior of the house. Its job is to protect the house from water and all of the exterior, and if it no longer can do that and has functional damage, well, then we need to replace it. But if you have endorsements in your policy that allow for marred metals or cosmetic coverage, what that means is the insurance is going to pay for things like cheek dimple-sized dents in your gutters or on some soft metals on the outside of the house. You as a client can choose to use that money for what it was associated with, or you can take that money and apply it to your deductible. Now, like I said, there's lots of caveats in this scenario. If you choose to use money that was associated with your gutters, for instance, and those gutters are not functionally damaged, they just have a few dents in them, what is that going to do for you? Well, it means that you're never going to get paid to replace your gutters again. So if you ever have a hail claim or a big wind burst rips off that same gutter that was paid for before, well, sorry, you just kick the can down the road to pay off your deductible and you no longer have a fail-safe. You're going to have to pay for those gutters out of pocket, right? There is a secondary caveat to that, which means I talked about this depreciation in an earlier video, but if those gutters were 10 years old and their average lifespan is 50 years, they're only going to pay you for 4/5 of its life. So you're going to only be recovering 80% of the gutter's value to apply towards the deductible, and you're never going to recover that depreciation because you're never going to be able to produce an invoice that's not a fake or fictitious invoice, which is a bad thing, don't do that, that stated that you replaced those gutters. So it's effectively you took money from here and you placed it here. Another example of offsetting your deductible can come from doing some of the work yourself. Now, a roof you can't do yourself unless you're a licensed roofer, right? But painting you can do yourself. Why can you do it yourself? It doesn't require a permit and it doesn't require licensing. So if the insurance company pays you to repaint a fence that got damaged, hail came and broke off some paint chips, and you are an able-bodied person and you're able to paint your own fence, they're going to pay you what a contractor's price would be to pay that or to paint that. And then you can utilize that money for anything that you want to because you earned it. So you can take the painting money, earn it by painting, and pay your deductible with your earnings. There's another example of offset. Now, something that I need to make sure is very abundantly clear in this video is this is a legal practice, but you have to understand the personal risk that it provides for you. If you don't complete a piece of the claim that the insurance company is stating that they want you to replace because it's damaged, and you can because it's non-functional damage, right? It meets those qualifications. That piece becomes no longer insured into the future. You don't redo your gutters, you no longer have coverage on your gutters. You don't paint your fence and prove that you painted your fence. The insurance is no longer covering those pieces of your property. So there is a risk associated with this, and it's a personal risk, it's not a legal risk, and this is a standard practice within the industry. So we thought we'd bring this video to your attention for a multitude of reasons, but specifically so that you're armed and have some ammunition if you're ever caught in the midst of having to complete an insurance claim on your property. You know, our team members have utilized this in a number of scenarios to be able to assist their clients in actually being able to budget something. If they had a deductible that was much larger than they thought that it was because they didn't read their policy, or maybe the deductible was just outside of their scope right now because of life, right? They just didn't have any money, but they knew they need to get the work done. This is something that we utilize very often. So we brought this information to your attention as just a potential solution for you to be able to manage your claim intelligently and protect your pocket while you do it. Please don't get this misconstrued with the first video. We are not waiving, covering, crediting, or gift carding a deductible here. We are assisting you in managing your claim smart so that you can make it to the end result, which is a fully furnished asset that is completely protected from the elements. And there you go. As always, please like, subscribe, engage in this content, ask questions. We'd love to assist you, answer questions, whether that's the social engagement or whether that's in person. Please invite us to have these conversations in person if you'd like to, but utilize this information so you're well armed and well equipped to handle your next insurance claim. That's all I have for you. Let's see you next time. Catch you on the flip side.